Microsoft are buying Activision Blizzard for $75 billion in cash. Good God. And Activision CEO Bobby Kotick is expected to leave the video game heavyweight that has been roiled by claims of workplace misconduct. All right, guys, welcome to the channel. So, in this video, we're going to go into detail on what this means for Blizzard, because I've had a few hours now to take a look at this whole situation. But crucially, what this means for people that play on, well, PlayStation or even Nintendo Switch, because Blizzard now is owned by Microsoft. So you would think that means everything is going to only be playable on platforms that have got Games Pass installed on them, or Games Pass is usable on them. So your Xboxes, your PCs, I think mobile has got something to do with it, or maybe that's coming in the pipeline, but definitely on the Xboxes and on PC. I mean, I've got Games Pass. I think a lot of people have got Games Pass, unless you just play on PlayStation, in which case you wouldn't have it because it's not available on PlayStation. Anyway, we're going to go into detail on that in this video, but we're going to cover a lot of stuff. So there's a bunch of information here. I'm going to try and make this as concise as possible, guys, because this means a hell of a lot for Blizzard. I think this is a really, really positive thing for Blizzard, and definitely a positive thing for Overwatch, just because of the way Microsoft operate. But we'll get onto that in a second. All right, let's get stuck into this. So here it is. This is the graphic that was thrown out there by Xbox. It was on their press release. It was on their Twitter page. Now, what was happening was we were getting some murmurs, and there were some leaks popping up saying, we think Blizzard has actually been bought by Microsoft, but we're not sure. Then the Wall Street Journal reported on it. Obviously, that's a very renowned financial newspaper. So, yeah, that's probably legit, right? But then it didn't really matter, because literally seconds later, boom, Microsoft made the announcement themselves. And this is what they led with, this graphic. And it's really interesting, this graphic is, because it says Xbox plus Activision, Blizzard, and King. And then it shows you pictures of products. Now, I think this is just in order of next release, to be honest. So Overwatch 2, hopefully we get that before Diablo 4. But then we're going to get Diablo 4, then we'll get a new Call of Duty, then maybe a Warcraft expansion or something. But what's really interesting here is, why the hell is StarCraft on here? There's so many different IPs they could have put there, but they put StarCraft. Where's Hearthstone? You'd have thought that had gone on there if we were just talking about raw money making. So maybe this means we're going to see another StarCraft RTS. I hope to God we are, because I love it. And we'll get onto that in a second, because the way they work, Microsoft, is they don't care about turning games into billion-dollar franchises. They just want people to subscribe to Games Pass, right? So it's a very interesting financial model. Anyway, there is something I need to address before we get further into this video. Now, I've picked your question out, Ian, because it's the one I responded to, but I've been getting a lot of messages today over Twitter saying, was this what people were under NDA for? Now, in case you don't know, it's in reference to the creator call that Blizzard had. So basically, a bunch of creators with the new Overwatch game director, Aaron Keller, and a couple of other people from Blizzard were in a big, massive Zoom call, and they basically were telling us things about the direction of Overwatch, what they wanted to do, what they might do this year. They were giving us like an outline of what could happen this year. They did not come up to us and go, we're being bought out by Microsoft. Now, you'll see my response here. It says, no, for a start, that would be all kinds of illegal. And it would be, because when a company gets bought out, typically the share price goes up. Now, Activision Blizzard's share price had been absolutely hammered because of everything that's gone on, and rightfully so. It was, I think it was down in the low 60s before this news came out. This news comes out and instantly it's up 30%. Now, if they told us, yeah, it's being bought, and then we all went and bought stocks, and then we then sold them today when it went up in value, that would be dodgy, insider trading. It's illegal. You'd be arrested. It's just not, yeah, it's not going to happen. But yeah, that call, I mean, I've said this in recent videos. They did not show us anything in that call. I categorically cannot be any clearer, guys. They did not go, this is what Overwatch 2 is going to look like. Here you go. They did not do any of that. There was no gameplay. There was nothing. It was just a casual chat. If anything, it was reassurance. That's what it was. Anyway, I just wanted to put that to bed. So let's talk about the big elephant in the room, exclusivity, and what Microsoft are looking to do with their Game Pass platform. So this is from Adina Bash. She is from Bloomberg, and she reported this. Further from Phil Spencer on the exclusivity issue, I'll just say that to players out there who are playing Activision Blizzard games on Sony's platform, it's not our intent to pull communities away from that platform, and we remain committed to that. Okay, so there's a few ways you can look at this, right? It is a bit of a vague statement. It's saying, hey, we're not just going to rip our games off PlayStation. We're not going to do that. Now, what might happen, and I think this is probably what will happen, is certain games will most likely become exclusive to Game Pass or systems that can play Games Pass or can access Games Pass. So PC and Xbox primarily. That will leave PlayStation out in the cold. You have to remember, when these deals go down, a company is not going to pay $75 billion and then go, yeah, we can just keep giving this to our competitor, unless they make money off that deal. Now, I think the even bigger elephant in the room here is Call of Duty. I cannot see a world in which they pull Call of Duty off the PlayStations. I'll be very surprised if that happens anytime soon. Because in my head, and I might be totally wrong here, guys, but I think the general gaming population at large, so maybe not us guys, but the general population, they play FIFA and they play Call of Duty. So they buy a PlayStation and FIFA and Call of Duty. I think some people now are more so buying an Xbox for Games Pass, but if you take away Call of Duty and stick it on the Xbox, then maybe those people will then buy an Xbox. But this is something you do over time. So I think we'll probably see a situation where Call of Duty is still available on PlayStation for a while yet. So I wouldn't really worry about that. As for the other games, honestly, guys, I don't know. We're just going to have to wait and see what they say. I mean, will Overwatch 2 be a PlayStation, an Xbox and Games Pass exclusive? I don't know. I hope not, because there's loads of people that play on PlayStation. And to me, that would be insanity, because you want more players in your games, right? But it's difficult, because all Microsoft are trying to do is increase the subscriber numbers on Games Pass. And that is not available on PlayStation, so it doesn't really serve their interest to put their games onto PlayStation. You get what I'm saying, guys? It's both bad and kind of good, but it's bad if all you've got is a PlayStation. But I wouldn't worry straight away. This is something that's going to take a while for things to settle in. Anyway, I want to show you this clip. This is from Phil Spencer when he was asked about Elder Scrolls, because obviously Microsoft own Bethesda now. So Elder Scrolls 6 exclusivity.
I'm going to try to be as clear as I can, because that's what I just think it's fair. So obviously I can't sit here and say every Bethesda game is exclusive, because we know that's not true. There's contractual obligations that we're going to see through, as we always do in every one of these instances. We have games that exist on other platforms, and we're going to go support those games on the platforms they're on. There's communities of players. We love those communities, and we'll continue to invest in them. And even in the future, there might be things that have either contractual things or legacy on different platforms that we'll go do. But if we're an Xbox customer, the thing I want you to know is this is about delivering great exclusive games for you that ship on platforms where Game Pass exists. And that's our goal. That's why we're doing this. That's the root of this partnership that we're building, and the creative capability we will be able to bring to market for our Xbox customers. It is going to be the best it's ever been for Xbox after we're done here.
So the key thing there is basically ship the games on platforms where Games Pass exists. And I think that kind of is saying, like, yeah, we're not going to be looking at PlayStation. We're not going to be looking at Nintendo long term, which, like I said, is a worry if you play on those systems. Going on from this, we've also got this from GQ UK, who interviewed him. And I'm going to read this off because, again, this kind of does drill home the fact that they're here for Xbox fans, you know, people who can play Games Pass. It's not about pushing any, and this is Phil Spencer as well, by the way. It's not about pushing any other platform. I fundamentally believe all of the platforms can continue to grow, Spencer said to GQ. But in order to be on Xbox, I want us to be able to bring the full, complete package of what we have. And that would be true when I think about Elder Scrolls 6. This would be true when I think about any of our franchises. This shouldn't really come as any surprise, though. Back in November 2020, Xbox Chief Financial Officer Tim Stewart said that Microsoft would like Bethesda's upcoming games to be either first or better or best on Xbox platforms, followed by Spencer outlining future Bethesda titles will indeed be exclusive to platforms where Games Pass exists. That focus on Games Pass also makes an appearance in the recent GQ interview. Spencer at one point notes that before Games Pass, you might want to make this game, and then you're going to sit in a lot of forecasting sales meetings and say, well, I don't know if we can make that game. Games Pass opens up the creative canvas to many more types of gamers that may not find an audience in other ways. Games even, not gamers. So I think this is a good time to talk about the way Games Pass works and the way Microsoft approach the studios that they own. It's not like Blizzard. Blizzard right now, or let's say Blizzard when it was Bobby Kotick's Activision Blizzard, they were obsessed with turning every title into a billion-dollar franchise. Everything was designed to make as much money as possible to make the shareholders happy, because it all depended on the amount of microtransactions, it depended on box sales, it depended on all of that stuff. But here's the difference with Microsoft. None of it depends on that. Suddenly, your games are just going onto their subscription system. So you pay $9.99 a month. I believe that's dollars. I think it's £10 a month in the UK, because we always get screwed with exchange rates. I know a lot of you guys in European countries get screwed even more, but let's just say $10 a subscription for the Games Pass. I know there's different types, right? There's a PC only one and a console only one, then one where you can play on both or whatever. Anyway, let's just say $10. So what that means is it's just about increasing the subscription base over time. The weight is not just squarely on, let's say, the Overwatch team's shoulders to make a game that makes $1 billion. Because in some respects, it actually doesn't matter, because they're free. A lot more freedom we placed on the team now, because it won't be, you need to make these sale targets, you need to do this, you need to do that. It'll just be, make a good game that hopefully increases our subscriber numbers. But wait, we've got all these other games that are coming out as well, and they're also increasing our subscriber numbers. This is why I kind of got excited when I seen the StarCraft graphic logo on the StarCraft like box art on the actual announcement graphic Microsoft put up, because there totally is a world where StarCraft 3 could come out, because it doesn't matter. It's not going to make $1 billion in sales, but it doesn't matter, because it can just be part of Games Pass. You see what I'm saying, guys? The pressure is released off the teams, and I really hope this means that we just start seeing some good stuff. We might even see games that Blizzard have got, like Heroes of the Storm, suddenly start getting supported again, where Blizzard stops supporting them because they can't make $1 billion off them. None of that matters anymore. So in a lot of ways, this is going to be very liberating for the developers, for people that work at Blizzard, and hopefully for us, because it means we'll get a lot of content. And not only that, because we're playing Blizzard games, we also are probably going to be able to play all the other games that are from all the other studios Microsoft own as well. I mean, granted, you're going to have to pay for the subscription, right? So it's not free. But you get what I'm saying, guys. It is like becoming a really compelling deal, Games Passes. I mean, I've got Games Pass. I'm not shilling for Microsoft here. They don't pay me or nothing. But like, I've got it, and I think a lot of you guys have probably got it as well if you play on PC or Xbox, just because of the sheer amount of stuff it gives you. So let's talk about diversity. And look at this. This is the Xbox leadership team graphic. Now, this was from the press release where they said we're buying Activision Blizzard. Love it. And look at this. Obviously got Phil Spencer at the top. But you'll notice here, there's more women than men on this. That's actually unheard of. That is awesome to see that. This is what we need, diversity. And this is what Blizzard, they don't have. They literally don't have. So you can see what they're trying to do here, Xbox, is they're making noises to say, look, we're going to fix these problems at Blizzard, and look at us. Look at how we roll. And I don't think I've really seen any bad talk around any of the current Microsoft-owned studios. I mean, there may have been in the past a long time ago, but nothing on the level of Activision Blizzard. I mean, it's been unreal what's been going on there. Right then, it's time to talk about Bobby Kotick. We love a bit of Bobby. We don't. We really, really don't. This guy is unbelievable. So he sent an email out to everyone at Blizzard, and it's a big email full of absolute shit where he's going like, oh yeah, we've been great for years. I love what you guys have been doing and all this. It's just a load of bollocks. But this is the bit that we're going to take a look at. So he says, what's next? Transactions like these can take a long time to complete. Until we receive all the necessary regulatory approvals and other customary closing conditions are satisfied, we will expect to be sometime in Microsoft's fiscal 2023 year ending June the 30th, 2023. We will continue to operate completely autonomously. I will continue as our CEO with the same passion and enthusiasm I had when I began this amazing journey in 1991. Well, this guy's got no passion and enthusiasm, we know that. But what that's saying there is, oh dear, Bobby Kotick is still in charge of this company until 2023. Now, what I will say about this, guys, is he might well be in charge of the company until 2023 when it's taken over completely by Xbox. But it's not like he's going to be able to do what he likes now. There will be heavy restrictions placed on what he can do, what can be done, decisions they can make. I'd be surprised if a lot of decisions are not being put through Microsoft first, because imagine if they did some crazy shit, you know, like that destroyed the studios even more. Microsoft ain't going to be happy about that because they've committed to pay $75 billion, you know, so there is now like this oversight above Kotick. So yeah, but anyway, I do want to show you another graphic. Actually, I kind of debated you. Before I show you that graphic, I do want to show you this tweet quickly. So this is from Karen Wise, and she says she just spoke to Bobby, and I just spoke to Bobby Kotick, Activision CEO, and he declined to say he will be CEO after the deal closes. Post-close, I will be available as needed, he says. Okay, so he's not saying I'm going to leave after the deal's closed. Remember, this is 2023 in June. That's when it's going to... Because at the moment, Bobby's still in charge, and he will be until then, when Microsoft completely, fully take charge of their Xbox team. But this is the graphic I want to show you guys. So check this out. This is Bobby Kotick's contract with Blizzard. Well, with Activision Blizzard. And I'll read the tweet. So this tweet's from Alex, and he said, here's how much Activision Blizzard is to pay Kotick if he is terminated as a result of change of control of the company as per his employee agreement. Now, there's a lot of numbers on the screen here, but the one we're looking at is the one on the far right-hand side. It says termination by Activision Blizzard without cause or termination by employee for good reason following a change of control. Now, that means you've been bought out, right? Basically, this is what would happen if they immediately sacked him. So they've been bought out and he's going to get sacked. He would be in line for $292 million, nearly $293 million. But here's the thing, right? It doesn't matter if he doesn't get sacked, because at the end of the... Like, think about it this way, guys, right? Microsoft don't own Blizzard just yet. Technically, they don't own them. Yes, they're committed to buy them, but they don't own them yet. They will in July 2023. That's when Bobby will leave, and Bobby will get himself this nice $293 million payout. I mean, it's all kinds of wrong, that is, but I don't know. I could rant about that just over and over and over again for hours on end. It is wrong. It's shit. It's capitalist. It's just the way these things work. And in deal that's valued at $75 billion, it's kind of a drop in the ocean, as mental as that sounds. It's not, because this guy has just made people's lives hell for years and years and years. But there is light at the end of the tunnel, guys, and I think that's what I'm going to end this video on. I want to see your comments below, guys, and I will be making a video based on what you guys are saying, so I want to see what the community reaction to this is. Now, I've been down a rabbit hole today. I've just been looking up all kinds of stuff, trying to see the way Microsoft have been treating other studios, like what's Microsoft's plan, what's going on, all this stuff. And I think I've managed to put together something which is, you know, fairly detailed, and will give you maybe put your mind at ease a little bit as to what's going on. But do let me know in the comments below what you think, guys. Honestly, I really, really want to know. All right, guys, thank you for watching this. I've been Stylosa, and yeah, I think in terms of... I guess I kind of really didn't touch on this in the video too much, but in terms of what this means for us as Blizzard gamers going forward with the games, it probably means that we're going to start seeing more stuff coming out because, well, there's going to be less pressure on the teams, right? So if they're not in some high-pressure, hellish environment being forced to do stuff, there might be more innovation coming out of Blizzard. And that's kind of what I want to see. Back to the way Blizzard used to be years ago, when they did innovate on things, they did push the formula forward instead of just stagnating. I mean, we've suffered the most as Overwatch fans for years and years and years. We've just seen the game stagnate, and it's been super frustrating. And it's probably even more frustrating for the guys making the game. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video at that. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.